And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Magical Athlete is a game that, maybe from the box cover, is a game that I don't know that I would normally check these kind of games out, but I heard somewhere, someplace, that it was actually a pretty fun game. So, is it a fun game? Well, I have to start out by telling you that Magical Athlete is one of the silliest games you're ever going to play. In essence, this is the game. You're going to take your athlete, and he has to run around a field, and on each turn, you roll a die, and that's how far your athlete moves, and whoever gets to the end first wins each race. Whoever gets the most points from winning races wins. Never touch a game like that. Roll and move, roll and move. But really, this is a game that has special powers for everybody. And when you combine that with just a general dose of silliness, the game actually is a lot of fun. Really fun. In the right setting. Let's take a look at it. Magical Athlete has two parts to the game. The first part is a drafting game. Players will start with cards, characters coming on board, and players have a certain amount of money that they're going to start each round with that they can use to draft these players onto their team. So when it's my turn, I can draft this number 4 guy, or I can pass. If I pass, he moves down to the 3, and this continues until eventually the whole board is filled up, and then you can no longer pass at that point, but you can always take the guy at 0 cost. And this will continue until players have all gotten the characters that they want. Each character can, you're going to get a certain amount of characters because each character can run in only one race. And so if you're playing with 5 players, you're going to have 4 races, and if you're playing with other than that, you're going to have 5 races. So you get your characters, and once you get your characters, you will take the matching figure, which is this really long token. Now here's a really bad part of the game. It comes with these little stands that you put these tokens in, but if you notice, these stands don't hold the characters at all. And I tried to fix one, and it snapped on me. So fortunately for me, I have Fantasy Flight makes stands that I was able to buy, but I shouldn't have to buy stands for a game to get it to work. It's not the end of the world. So we go to the second phase of the game, which is the racetrack. Now, this is possibly one of the ugliest boards I've ever seen. It looks like they went to Photoshop or Word and they said, give me one of the generic backgrounds. Dirt. Blah. I mean, come on. That's just really bad. But anyway, each character is placed at the starting line. Da, 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 da. Okay, and this is exciting. Players are going to each pick one of their characters that they can use and put them at the starting line. They all pick at the same time, so you get no advantage to anyone else. And then we just go around the table. On your turn, you roll a die, and whatever number you roll, that's how far you move. The first person to the goal wins. Now, of course, that's not all there is to the game. Each of these characters has a special ability. For example, the merchant here, instead of their turn, they can exchange places with another character. So the merchant says, I don't want to go, I'm just going to switch spots with someone else on the board. The centaur, whenever he passes another player, he kicks them 1 space backward. At the beginning of a race, the thief steals 1 point from a player of the choice, so they get no benefit in the race. This guy says, whenever another player rolls a 6, you can advance 1 space. Whew! There's a lot of different character abilities. Fortunately, there's a character reference sheet, and they're very simple. I'm telling you, after 1 race, you're going to know what the character abilities are more so than not. Some of the character abilities seem much more powerful than others. For example, the Amazon, it says that she can move 5 spaces instead of rolling the die. Well, why would you ever roll the die then? But that's because there's other players who can mess her up, like the guy who can switch spots with her, or the person who goes 1 space every time someone else uses their special ability. And the races can get really silly depending on the combination of characters that you pick, but each race takes about 5 minutes, and at the end of each race, first place and second place get points equal to whatever position that race is. The first couple races aren't nearly as important as the last amount of races, and whoever has the most points at the end is the winner. Now, it's possible that in a game like this, you don't really need good components, but come on, they couldn't have done a little bit better on that board and those stands. Just seems kind of chintzy. And the artwork itself, I don't mind the artwork. It has a very anime feel, and the game originally was from Japan. And so that silliness and zaniness is there. But I'm going to keep the game anyway because I really enjoy that silly and zaniness. This is not the kind of game where we say, hey, I'm having a game night and our main game of the night is Magical Athlete. It's not going to happen. But as a game to play while you're waiting for people to show up or you have 4 or 5 people sitting around, oh, we got some time to blow. This is a great game for that kind of get-together, and it's hilarious. Some of the combinations, like the Amazon, she seems so powerful. Everybody wants her. She can move 5. But then you got the guy who can switch spaces with her, or the guy, or Cupid, who makes everybody from the opposite gender move 1 space towards each other. Or, that's not Medusa. The Siren makes all the people move 1 space closer to her. And there's just so many different ways it works out. And of course, there's always rolling the die. I just rolled 6 4s in a row, and you rolled 3 1s. I don't know. Lots of silliness, lots of fun. Some characters seem overpowered, but after you play a couple times, those characters will go for more money in the draft, and so that person will only win 1 race anyway. I don't know. You're not going to find any great depths here or articles written on the best characters to use in Magical Athlete. The best character to use is the one that annoys your opponent the most. Love this game.
Thanks for joining us today. For more written, audio, and video reviews, as well as the #1 board game podcast, check out the website at www.thedicetower.com. Until then, this is Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower.